It was raining heavily, the kind of rain that makes your jacket useless and the roads disappear. I was on my bike, riding alone through the hills, a solo trip. I had been craving peace, but peace had other plans. Halfway through, a loud crash echoed through the hills. I slammed the brakes. A landslide had hit the road behind me. Panicked, I turned around to head back, but the path ahead was blocked too. I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, cold, soaked, and stranded. Then I saw it, a faint light glimmering through the mist. I pushed my bike to the side and walked towards it. It led me to an old bamboo house, almost hidden behind overgrown plants. The wooden board on top read Hotel Pahar Dhaba. Inside it looked like an abandoned food stall. Long chairs, empty tables, dim yellow bulbs. But it wasn't empty. A family of five sat in one corner, huddled together. Two middle aged couples and an elderly woman. On another table sat a young girl, quiet and still. Next to her sat a guy around my age, scrolling on his phone. In the far corner, a fat middle aged man was sipping tea. As I stepped in, every eye turned to me. The fat man stood up. "Who are you? Where did you come from?" I cleared my throat. "I came from solo trip. Got stuck because of the landslide." "Show your ID," he said sharply. "Excuse me? Why are you?" An old woman stepped out from behind the kitchen counter. She looked like the owner. "Show it to him, son," she said gently. "There has been a murder nearby. The killer might be around. Everyone's scared." I pulled out my ID and handed it over. The man checked it, then nodded. "Sit there." He pointed to the chair near the door. "We'll be watching you." I frowned. "Why me? You look suspicious too. What if you're the killer?" Everyone turned to look at him. He shifted uncomfortably. I walked past him and sat next to the guy who had been on his phone playing Candy Crush. Silence returned, except for the sound of the rain hitting the roof. The, the guy beside me looked at me sideways. "You came alone, huh? That's what all suspect says." I sighed. "Dude, give me a break. I'm not in the mood." "Just saying," he mumbled. Frustrated, I stood up and walked outside to the veranda. The rain was still strong, but at least the air was fresh. I closed my eyes, trying to calm my thoughts. "Tea?" someone said. I opened my eyes. It was a quiet girl from inside. She held a cup in her hand. "Thanks," I said, surprised. I'm, I'm Miara," she said with a small smile. "Came here for a solo trip too." "Not scared of me?" I asked. She laughed softly. "You do look a bit scary, but I read people. Your eyes don't look like they're hiding anything." I smiled, shy. For the first time since the rain, I felt a bit better. We sat and talked. She told me she was studying to be a nurse. Later, I offered to buy her parathas from the same shop. She smiled and agreed. But when I pulled out my phone to pay, there was no network. Embarrassed, I turned red. To my rescue, Miara took out some cash and paid. "I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing," I said. "No problem." Miara smiled. We were eating when the door creaked open. A tall guy walked in, just like me, drenched and shivering. Everyone stared. Sukku the fat man stood up again. "Who are you?" "Anish," the man replied. "Tell us more," the man pressed. Uh, I was heading home, but the landslide hit. I took shelter at a hut, but it was just girls there, and I didn't feel comfortable staying, so I came here." "ID?" Shukul demanded. "Left my wallet at home. I was in a hurry." Tension filled the room. "Sit near the door," Sukku said. Anish obeyed quietly. I looked at him. He didn't seem dangerous. Sukku, on the other hand, had a weird smirk. Everyone kept staring at Anish. Then Deepak, the guy who had doubted me, pointed. "Hey, is that blood on your knuckle?" Everyone looked. There was a faint smear of red. Anish stared at it, confused. I don't know." Sukku grabbed his collar. "You think we're foolish, huh?" Anish looked terrified. "Stop it!" Miara snapped. "Why would a killer come to a crowded place? He looks scared, not dangerous." "Oh, shut it!" Sukku shouted. You'll change your mind once he stabs you. I, s- I stepped in. Let him go. It looks like a plant scratch, probably from the bushes. And who made you the doctor? Sukku growled. Look, stop acting like you're the captain here. I know everyone's scared, but why are you the one checking people? I don't trust you either, I said. And what's with your torn shirt? Looks like you've been in a fight. Suspicious, isn't it? Everyone turned to Sukku. The family spoke up too. Yes, we noticed that, the old lady added. Let the boy go. We are watching you. Anish relaxed. I asked him to sit next to me. He agreed. Midnight came. No one slept. At some point, Miara leaned on my shoulder and fell asleep. I looked down at her, peaceful and tired. What a strange day, I thought. Deepak started asking Anish random questions. Where do you live? What did you do this morning? And he kept repeating the whole question just like the lawyers in the TV do, to point out the lie. Anish smirked and threw the questions back. Their banter somehow made everyone feel lighter. Then Anish said, just because you're short doesn't mean you're innocent. Body shaming now, huh? Deepak cried. We all chuckled. But my eyes were on Sukku, who was walking towards the kitchen. I quietly followed. I peeked in and froze. He was slipping a knife under his jacket. What are you doing? I asked. He spun around. Why are you following me? You're all planning something, aren't you? He pulled out the knife and waved it. I backed out. You're crazy. Hearing the commotion, Deepak and Anish came running. You're all in this. I know it's a trap, Sukku screamed. He lunged, but Anish kicked the knife away and pinned him down. The others rushed in. We tied him to a chair. Silence fell. Morning came with golden light and good news. The path was clear again. Locals came and said the landslide debris had been removed. We told them about Sukku. They promised to call the police and took him with them. One by one, people left. Drop me to the station, Deepak asked Anish. Sure, Anish smiled. I turned to Miara. Want to come with me? She nodded. She shivered a little before getting on the bike. I gave her my jacket and an extra helmet. On the way, she laid her head against my back while I rode peacefully. We crossed many checkposts because of the murder incident. The police checked my ID and let us go, but I wondered who the killer was. Finally, we stopped at the foothill. Miara got off thanking me. How do I connect with you? I asked. She smiled. Instagram, maybe? Miralie. Remember it. Spell it, in fact. I did. I repeated it 3 times. We shook hands and parted ways. At the hotel, I charged my phone, heart thumping. I typed in her username. Nothing. Maybe I got the spelling wrong. I tried again. Still nothing. Frustrated, I gave up and turned on the TV. Breaking news. The killer wasn't a man. It was a woman. Her name was Palak. She had killed her lover's wife. The lover's name? Veer. Photos flashed on the screen. My blood ran cold. Veer was Deepa. Palak was Miara. They had faked everything. Used us. Fooled us. Got away. I sat on the floor, phone in hand, heart pounding. The rain had stopped, but the storm inside me had just begun.